In the unpredictable world of MMA, where confidence can easily tip into overconfidence, we're about to explore moments of instant karma. Fighters who let their attitude outshine their skills often find themselves in memorable situations. Join us in this no-holds-barred arena where humility and abilities matter most. Number 1. Juan Assou vs Mansour Barnawi. Lessons in technical superiority. In this fight, champion Juan Assou tried to trash talk his opponent, Mansour Barnawi, before they stepped into the cage. He wanted to get inside Barnawi's head and make him doubt himself. However, what happened in the fight was quite different. Mansour Barnawi demonstrated technical superiority throughout the bout. He outclassed Juan Assou with his skills, showing that talk alone doesn't win fights. It was a valuable lesson that no matter how much you try to psych out your opponent, you must have the skills to back it up. In the end, Barnawi's technical prowess prevailed, and he proved that actions inside the cage matter more than words outside of it. Number 2. Joshua Pasha vs Roydelez. Sweet revenge in spinning fashion. In this fight, Joshua Pasha had a score to settle with Roydelez. Earlier in the fight, Roy had attempted a submission move on Joshua, and it seemed like he used some illegal tactics like fish hooking and eye gouging. Joshua was understandably angry about this, and when the fight resumed, he turned up the intensity. Joshua unleashed a massive spinning back fist that caught Roy right on the jaw. It was a perfect example of sweet revenge. Joshua not only landed a powerful strike, but also sent a message that cheating wouldn't be tolerated. He didn't stop there. He gave Roy another hit on the jaw just to make sure his point was clear. While giving extra punishment isn't usually encouraged, in this case, it was somewhat understandable given the misconduct that had happened earlier in the fight. It was a moment of instant justice. Number 3. Maurice Ador vs Alexander Wienes. A McGregor admirer's downfall. Maurice Ador was a big fan of Conor McGregor, one of MMA's most famous fighters. He not only admired McGregor, but also copied his fighting style and even tried to look like him. In the beginning, this got him a lot of attention, especially on social media, where people like to watch someone imitating the famous fighter. However, things took a turn when Maurice faced Alexander Wienes in the cage. Maurice's style, which was similar to McGregor's, had a big flaw. His defense wasn't as strong as McGregor's. Right from the start, he had trouble defending himself against Alexander's attacks. This led to Maurice being knocked out in the very first round of the fight. It was a clear example of how trying to imitate a great fighter can backfire if you can't match their skills. Number 4. Mark Abelardo vs Shinetxaktaga Zoltateg. Taunting backfires. Shinetxaktaga Zoltateg was a fighter who loved to taunt his opponents during fights. He believed that by taunting, he could get into his opponent's head and maybe even make them make mistakes. At first, his taunting excited the crowd and it seemed like it was working. However, as the fight went on, things didn't go as Shine had planned. When he taunted Mark Abelardo, it was as if he woke up a sleeping giant. Mark started to fight back fiercely and showed Shine that taunting without the skills to back it up can be a big mistake. Shine found himself in trouble and ended up losing the fight. It was a lesson that showed that in MMA, skills and strategy matter more than just showboating. Number 5. Joshua Fames vs Paul Teag. When talk doesn't match walk. Paul Teag was a fighter who loved to trash talk and bring a lot of energy to his fights. He used words to try and intimidate his opponents and get inside their head. However, when he faced Joshua Fames in a bare-knuckle fight, his words didn't protect him from the brutal reality of the cage. During the fight, Paul received a powerful shot to the head that silenced his trash talk. It showed that actions speak louder than words in MMA. No amount of talking or energy can save you if you can't defend yourself effectively. Paul's experience here was a stark reminder that you have to be prepared to back up your words with your performance in the cage. Number 6. Jerome Agbude vs Thomas Owen. Attitude without skills. Jerome Agbude made a big mistake before his fight with Thomas Owen. Instead of showing sportsmanship and shaking his opponent's hand, he refused, creating tension between them. While some fighters use mind games to psych out their opponents, it's crucial to have the skills justify such an attitude. Unfortunately for Jerome, his skills didn't match his attitude. The fight lasted only 21 seconds before Thomas Owen defeated him. It was a clear lesson that in MMA, humility and respect can go a long way. Jerome's refusal to shake hands didn't make him a better fighter, and it certainly didn't help him in the cage. In MMA, arrogance and showboating can lead to instant karma. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.